Thank you. And I've got a couple of thank yous I need to make. First, I need to thank God for this amazing opportunity. You can work at an institution for 30 years and never get the opportunity to be a defensive coordinator, let alone at a top tier institution like Oregon. So I'm truly blessed. The second, I'd like to thank our outstanding athletic director, Mr. Rob Mullins, and our fabulous head coach, Mark Helfrich, for having faith in my abilities and giving me a chance, an opportunity to lead the 2014 defensive unit. Third, I'd like to thank the football family, my personal family, and the extended football family, because it's been amazing, the support. The amount of text messages, emails, phone calls. It's amazing. You don't know who really has your home phone number until people are really trying to reach you. But it's just been amazing. And I just want to thank everyone for that support, and for taking the time to express it. In terms of this position, I'm honored to accept the defensive coordinator position at the University of Oregon. I'm honored to represent all the former football players who left their blood and sweat out there on the field, some at Autzen, others at Hayward. And I'm truly honored to prepare and lead this future generation of Oregon defensive football players. I think we have an excellent defense. I think we lost some very good players. At the same time, I think we have a very strong core returning. Our system has given us an opportunity to create more depth. So although we're losing some great guys and some great players, we've also established and built some depth so that we feel good about moving forward. Obviously, there's some holes we need to fill, but I think the core is pretty good. And obviously, I think we have a great system. I've always wanted to be a defensive coordinator, but as you go to the fork in the road, you make a decision early on whether you take off and you chase that dream and you go to a lot of different places, or do you love the place that you're currently at, and that you would be satisfied being an assistant at. And for me, I was blessed because I was here at Oregon, and I've worked with tremendous people. We've had tremendous leadership, and so if I lived here, stayed here, and finished my career as a career assistant, I would be happy because it's just that good of a place. And so I'm blessed that being in here for as long as I have has translated into the people around me feeling good enough and feeling that I've deserved a shot to do it.
Do you see the defensive tackle position as the position with the biggest hole? And if so, how optimistic are you in filling those holes with new recruits? I know you can't comment on specific recruits, but
we took the biggest hits this year are on the defensive front with Taylor Hart, Wade Kalikalipi, and Ricky. And those are big shoes to fill. Do we have all the answers right now? Don't know. I know that Defoe comes back, Armstead comes back, Balducci comes back, Sam Camp returns. All those guys have a lot of experience. I know that Stetson Bear is waiting for his opportunity. The time is now for him. I know that TJ Daniels, we were able to move in redshirt, and now we've added. So we've got some guys here that have real good potential, and a lot of those guys have played a lot. So now it's just a matter of who comes in, who can we bring in recruiting, and that's obviously a priority. But I think a couple more pieces on the front, and I think we'll be in pretty good shape. Will we miss Taylor Hart? Absolutely. If you watch the Oregon game, particularly the last 5, he's a man on fire. Will we miss Wade? Yes, but I think we have some answers. We need a couple more, and a lot of this will be determined more when we get in spring, get a chance to actually see what Stetson and some of those other guys can do. But we're hopeful. Like I said, if we can get a couple more pieces, I think we'll be in pretty good shape.
Don, if I'm not mistaken, you're the first black coordinator in Oregon history. What does that mean to you?
I wasn't aware of that, but and I don't look at things in black and white. I think I look at it more of the type of character guys and are they getting the job done. If it is, it's fabulous. I know for the greater black community, when minorities are in positions, it's good as role models. It's a good thing. I know that. So I'm proud. If that is the case, I'm very proud. And I need to do a fantastic job for everyone who's back there rooting me on.
Don, when you interviewed with Mark, what types of things did you talk about? I mean, you work together, so obviously you know each other pretty well, but what types of things did you talk about in the interview setting?
The nice thing about an interview with your head coach, and you've been with him for a number of years, is that you don't go in and have to sell yourself. If you're selling yourself in that interview, then I don't think you have a shot at the job, because that person knows you and knows what you're capable of. What you talk about is your vision and what would be different, how you would conduct business different than it's been conducted, and that's the things we talked about. We talked about the vision and just how I see utilizing more of some of the technology things that are available now, and him being around me, he understands how I feel about discipline and some of those other issues. So those were easy things to talk about because we both agree in those arenas. So it was good. It was more like a talk at lunch. Obviously I had an outline of the next 6 months. Here's what I would do if I was the coordinator, so he could actually see step by step. Here's what I'm thinking. But a lot of the other information was things that happen every day. And Coach, how do you see this? Coach, I would like to do it this way. I would like to experiment and look at it that way. And it was very easy. It was very casual. He's such an awesome guy. It's so easy. And I was blessed because I had no idea when I walked out where we were going, but I'm sitting here now.
Sean, There's a lot of attention paid to how Oregon's defense played against the run last year. They look at the Stanford game, the Arizona game, even the OSU game. How do you view that, and is there something you think you could do to essentially address that if it is an issue in your mind?
I think what I was alluding to earlier in the conversation is that we have to have weapons and we have to dial those weapons in. So the first thing is we could be a little better prepared, and that's more of a coaches. That's more of a thing that the coaches can do. Then the other thing is fundamentals. I mean, you watch those games, and Stanford. They've got a ton of big linemen in, and we probably could have put in some bigger guys. But we're getting moved. The stalemates you're losing. It's like too big, a little ball and a big ball, and that's what's happening. So though that's correctable. There's some we've already addressed that issue. In fact, we put some packages in for the Texas game that we feel really good about. But the other thing is fundamentals. You play Arizona, and we gave up a ton of yards after contact. I mean, a ton of yards after contact, and the same thing in the Oregon State game. So I think the biggest thing is fundamentals. We've got to do a better job right now, bending our knees, moving our feet, rolling our hips. Because when you watch the film and just evaluate the players, you see it. I'm going to make a tackle. Here comes the running back. I stop my feet. His feet's still moving. That's 2 or 3 yards. We've got to change that. We've got to change the game, and we've got to move the pile to their side. And that's a mindset, and that's fundamentals. And it's definitely something that we'll be working hard at.
Eric Elkin, in the back.
I'm sure you learned a lot from Nick Aliotti over the years. I was just wondering what your biggest takeaway was from him, and if you've been able to talk to him since officially getting this position, and what kind of advice he gave you.
I have not been able to speak with him yet, but he will be my first phone call. That's what I shared with him. The biggest thing about Nick is just his passion. Nick was first guy here, nonstop, great energy, and a real good man. So the biggest thing is just his passion for and how he worked really hard. Nick is really an intelligent football coach, and the way he would break down some of the film and the way he looked at it, I think was something I will actually talk to him about, because I thought he did a really nice job in that area. But his passion.
Do you could see being on the field?
I don't know. It's more of a I think that's something we need to explore. And some coordinators are on the field, some are in the box. And I think, a lot of us, once we sit down and look at it, and I'm going to go talk to some people and just kind of get a feel for why people do it one way or another. Some people like to coordinate on the field to talk to the kids. We need you. You're that charismatic guy. We need you on the field talking to them. Other guys want to be in the box to see what happened and tell someone else on the field. So I just need to think about it. But that's something that will be explored in April.
How do you see the 3-4 versus the 4-3, and should fans expect to see one more than the other this coming season based on your own personal philosophy on it?
Yeah, the 3-4, in my opinion, 3-4 gives you more versatility. In the 4-3, you declare where you guys are going to go. Correct? You slide the line toward the tight end, and everyone knows where they're lined up. In the 3-4, you've got the availability to attack, because everyone you line up balanced every play. You got the ability to attack from the right, from the left, obviously in the middle. So I like the 3-4. I mean, we've been the 4-3 team, and in some packages we do run a little 4-3, but we've been predominantly a 3-4 team. I think this upcoming year, the base of your 3-4 is that you can be, if you don't have as many D linemen, you don't have to put 3 on the field. So unlike a 4-3, where you have to have 4 guys. So from your depth chart, the 3-4 is going to help you there. And the other thing about the 3-4 is if you have a lot of linebackers, the 3-4 is good, because now you got 4 athletic guys on the field. This upcoming year, I think our linebacker core is probably going to be pretty good. I think Tony's got a lot of experience. I think Christian French came on. Tyson's played some. Rodney played a little bit. O'Shea moved over. We've got a couple young guys that we can't talk about that are interested, and all the inside linebackers are back. So that that linebacker core should be a strength. So the 3-4 should be a good decision for us this next year because that's what our personnel dictates. And when we have more linebackers than we do linemen right now, it's just a job, right? You just got to be organized in detail. So it's not, I don't think I got hired because I'm an Oregon guy and for the love. I know Coach Helfrich sees the right characteristics and the right integrity and the right discipline and the right things in me, to make this decision. If not, this decision wouldn't happen. This is not some gimme gift thing. This is, you can do it. Because they don't make those type of mistakes at this level. We don't, it just doesn't happen. So, I've been around, I've been doing a lot of, on the outside, you really don't know what we do, but I've been doing a lot of the game planning stuff for years, a portion of it. So it's not something that's totally foreign to me at all.